Well, that was not according to plan. I have no idea what went on there, and it kind of ruined that epic. What would you call that? An opening monologue that you recorded there, Flatus?
Yes.
So it was epic. It was awesome, and it was supposed to lead right into this great PvP show, and then it was nothing. And like XSplit crashed and kept crashing, so we had to skip over our normal, our normal intro. All right, so welcome everybody, welcome one and all to today. What is it today? August 24th episode of the EverCast show. We titled this one Three Days to War, because August 27th, PvP is coming to Landmark. Combat is going to be finally in Landmark. So guys, hey, what's up? Are you excited for this? What have you been doing? What's going on?
Ladies first.
But SOE Live, oh my god, I still feel like I'm recovering. Still. And a lot of people are asking, where is Chewy? Chewy has a interview at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he could not join us tonight because he needs his beauty sleep for his job interview.
Yep. Yeah, who needs that career and that job?
Chewy Baka.
Flatus, what have you been up to?
I know. Hanging out, playing Nintendo, drinking beer.
Eating
None of this. Oh, that delicious burger that I had last night.
Delicious burger?
Oh my god, that thing was... Listen, I uttered the words, I'd punch my mother for that burger last night.
You did not!
It was so good! It was so... Listen, the other night I saw the cutest picture of two baby goats, and it's like, it makes me want to punch something. That's how goddamn it these goats are so cute.
How do those go together? I don't know!
I don't know. Listen, they're a little like, I even looked up. My friend looked at me, and I was like, "Listen, I love my mother." But
well, as long as we clarified that.
That burger was something.
Yeah,
I had a better time with that burger than I did with any of my exes.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm pitching fire tonight, folks. And this is the first beer, and I haven't even drinking this yet. Let's put that in perspective.
Oh my!
Holy crap!
Hi everybody, welcome to EverCast, and if this is your first time here,
Bear butts.
Yeah, bear butts. If this is your first time here, we are your bi-weekly show about all things that is EverQuest Next and Landmark, and we've been doing this for a year. So welcome. If you're your first time here. And if this is not your first time here, welcome back.
Sorry.
You're all mine.
Yes.
I'm not apologizing.
Right. So again, this is the EverCast show. We call ourselves, what do we say? Our motto is connecting gamers with the game they play, right? So we try to be a community voicing pit, where you throw any ideas you have about EverQuest and EverQuest Next Landmark, where EverQuest Next and Landmark focused at us, and we want to give you like a community hub so that you can talk to other people that have the same interests as you do. Speaking of being that part of that, connecting gamers with the game they play, I want to plug a few websites that have some. Let me plug and then I'll turn it. Let me plug and then I'll turn it over to you. The first website is a website called landmark-events.net. They have this really cool calendar set up so that you can go and look at whatever is going on in how it relates to Landmark specifically. But I'm sure that as soon as we have EverQuest Next, we can start moving on to that topic. The other two websites that I want to plug, just real quickly, EverQuest, eqnexus.com. That's run by Phantom X. They always have great conversations going on. And then the third one, I was at SOA Live, militarygamers.com. They do an incredible service for military, active duty military and veteran gamers. And as a former, Marine, as a veteran myself, I think that what they do is outstanding. I think that anybody, like, if you find yourself in that company, those veterans, feel free to go over there. They have an auxiliary for spouses and dependents of veterans and active duty services. Again, they what they did at SOA Live, just incredible. So I'll turn it over. Kyla seemed to have something that she wanted to say.
So, hi. For those of you watching on the radio, God, I'm dense today. For those of you listening on our radio, I'm Kylest.
Oh, hey. I dropped the ball so bad. Hey, everybody that's listening on Stitcher, it's me, Flatus, and I'll promote something. I'll promote EQ2 Talk. Delmon hosts a great podcast about EverQuest 2, the second iteration of EverQuest. Their show's really funny. It's much like our show. It's very much a community-driven show over there. They talk about what they feel about EverQuest 2, and EverQuest 2 is very much striving. When I was watching the EverQuest 2 keynote, I heard a lot of loud cheers for that game. That game's still going strong, and they're coming up on their 10th anniversary and their 11th expansion, if I remember correctly. So go check that out. It's not, go put things in your ears and listen to it. It's fantastic.
It was weird for me. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's weird. It was interesting to me to be to walking down the hallways at SOE Live after the EverQuest 2 keynote ended, which came after the Landmark and EverQuest Next keynote, and people being more excited about EverQuest 2 than they were for EverQuest Next and Landmark. So there's still so much life going on in that game and the original EverQuest. And more, and like SOE will tell you, more people register as fans of EverQuest at SOE Live than any of their other games. It's still their largest, the largest community that shows up at SOE Live. So, guys, is there any more speed bumps before we get to the 3 days till war?
I say we start sharpening the blade and start heading into this.
All right.
Hi.
Bloodbath, August 27th.
But I like the staff better.
The staff that shoots out energy like a shotgun shell and can root people.
Oh yeah.
That thing is gonna be deadly.
I normally play like a melee combatant, but we'll throw it out there. What do you guys plan on using as your first weapon, or do you choose your armor set first and then go for a weapon? How do you guys go about choosing what you're going to do when PvP comes to Landmark, or combat comes to Landmark? I don't want to make it so PvP focused yet, but eventually we'll get there.
I would go weapon first. I would hope weapon would be easier to create, make, whatever the situation is. I would go that first. That would be me. Although I saw one of the pictures on Landmark Live and I could look like a cowboy. So
the gunslinger.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the very end when we talk about like the future armor sets and the future weapons that they're going to be adding to the game. Because you're right, some of those concept art that they have down the road look incredibly cool. Can't wait to see them. Me myself, I don't know. Normally, I lend myself to the sword and shield type fighting, but I might, until they get like a polearm, like a two-handed weapon. Like that's really what I want. I don't want sword and shield. I want like a nice spear or a nice glaive or something like that. And until that is in the game, I'll probably go with like probably the bow. That'll be one of the first times I ever start out playing the game as a ranged combatant. Kylest?
I normally go sword and board myself, but because I like to tank. But since that seems to be a dirty word in this new game system that they're gonna do, tank, it's a dirty word.
No, and we can talk about like how we saw a tanking class work in Smite, and it was when that tank was on the ball, he was killing us. in short order. Because they, obviously we were playing Smite. We're playing against another pre-made team. They have their own voice chat, and that tank knew how to control the battlefield so that he could isolate one of us from the rest of our team. And as soon as that one person was isolated from the team, down that person went. That was a tank that was on the ball. And that was something that we definitely wanted to talk about later on the show, but I would not say that a tank is a dirty word at all. They set up the kill.
Okay, so normally I go tanky. But this time I'm really liking the staff. It looks really cool. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks sort of like my play style this time around, which is really unusual. I don't normally do that. And I really enjoy the cloth armor that I'm seeing out of this.
It definitely, that staff like described as gnarly. Like, you root people and then just blast them. Like, they have no way of getting out. And that's like bow is very much, lob one arrow, lob 100 arrows at somebody, like AoE versus one shot. And then sword is close, but that staff is dirty. That's a dirty staff. I like it. I gotta say, like, I'm really like a sword and board. Like, I'm the same thing. I'm tanky, but I really do feel like the staff is gonna be a really popular weapon with a lot of people, because it's your main way of getting out of things is, it's left button attack, right button your secondary attack, and then you could grapple out. It's a fast moving thing. So if you can hold somebody in place and blast them to hell, why wouldn't you do that?
Legendary just asked me a great question. Would you give up some defense for more crowd control capabilities? Hell yeah!
Nope.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was my experience in Smite, because if you follow me on Twitter, there was a bunch of I called them the EverCasters, got together on Friday night, and we're gonna play Smite, because we look at Smite and we see that this combat system might be close to what we see in the future of Landmark and EverQuest Next, and so we're playing it around to get a feel for it, and that was definitely the tanking style that I felt like. There was you were looking for defensive cooldowns, like, oh my goodness, I'm taking a whole bunch of damage, I need to mitigate some of this damage, and there wasn't. But you did have a lot of abilities that controlled the battlefield. The video that I tweeted out the link to on YouTube, it showed their tank, which was a Frost Giant Ymir, and he controlled the battlefield by stunning people and throwing up like sheets of ice behind us, and that's how he could, like, that guy was just so on point that he could isolate one player from everybody else and keep people from running away. So yeah, plenty of crowd control, but not like in a way that was more not controlling the player but controlling the battlefield. And that, like, when they talked about the elemental class, and I don't want to go too much into EverQuest Next because this is Landmark combat. But yeah, it seems like a lot of the combat that we're going to see in the future of Next and Landmark is going to be about controlling the battlefield.
I would say this to kind of make the comparison from Minecraft, and please chat, don't blow up on me when I say this, but if you've ever played on a server that does like a lot of PvP in Minecraft, or those PvP Minecraft servers that you can jump in and play those games, like survival and stuff like that, it is, with the mods that they add or however they run the servers, it's a lot of fun. It is, like, even if it's just left button, mouse button, it's a lot of fun to get in there, and you have to defend yourself. You have to find armor real quick. I know it's going to be a little bit, it's different in Landmark, but if you've never had that much fun, it's very much like, there's no aiming, there's no lock-on targeting. Like, you have to aim with your arrow, bows and arrows, and shoot. If you miss, you miss. If you don't, then you're going to nail some, it's very much a give and take. Like, and if you choose to go sword instead of bow, you run the risk of running in and getting hit with an arrow. You take that chance. The way Landmark does it, though, they're giving you the grappling hook. So the guy with the sword may have the ability to grapple to the ground and fly at somebody at full speed with the sword. That may stop the guy with the arrow in their tracks for a second. So it's left button mouse right. It's that left button right mouse button combat. It's quick, it's fast, it's dirty, and that's what they're looking for Landmark. They're going to sprinkle in the different types of armors and hopefully different weapons that'll spice it up and make it different from Minecraft. Outside of like vanilla Minecraft, if you add mods, of course, there's different. You can have wizards and other things and stuff too. But vanilla Minecraft is very plain Jane. You have swords and you have bows and arrows, and then you play with that. So I would say that the speed is going to be something, and like Dave said in the Landmark Live, he's like, play around with it, get the feel for it. I think people that have played Minecraft before are going to jump right in and feel very used to it. They're going to get used to the speed first, and I think those are the people you have to watch out for. The people that have never played Minecraft are going to have a little bit of a hard time grasping it at first. So I have an advantage, and you're all going to have to face me first. You're going to be a little screwed.
I would like to point out that Flatus has really been focusing on fast and dirty tonight.
Okay. So
everything has been fast and dirty for him.
So speaking of, you're talking about trying things out, right? Okay, so they're giving us the 3 first weapons, and they're giving us the 3 first armor sets. And I'm gonna see if I can pull up pictures of the armor sets that they're gonna give us in a minute here. But there's the natural correlations, right? That you have the light armor that matches and it marries with the staff, and then you have the medium brawler type armor that matches with the bow, and then you have like the plate armor, the heavy armor that matches with the sword and shield. So there are other combinations that we will see as soon as combat goes in. Simple math says that there are 9 combinations of weapon plus armor that we can put together. Do you think that there's going to be any more viable play styles besides those 3 that naturally married themselves together, like the plate armor with the staff, or the light armor with the light armor with this? See, we can probably throw that one out right now, right? The light armor with the sword and shield. Do you think that that's going to be a very viable like combination?
No, because if you look at your 2 weapons, they're both ranged. Look at your 2 opposing weapons; they're both ranged weapons. I mean, and one can root you. So if I was somebody that's going melee, I would probably want the heavier armor for survivability purposes. If I was ranged, I would probably take the lighter armor so I can move quicker. I don't know if there's a weight difference that slows you down if you're wearing that armor. I may have missed that. So. I love that armor set so much.
God, like, I hate it.
You don't like it? That's so much better than half of the World of Warcraft Pandaria armor sets. I thought that's a better Asian armor set than that stuff. Yeah,
but see, I think Warcraft has always had a bit of a reputation for making some real extreme armor sets it's their art style. It's not. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, crystals that explode and pop back in and.
I would totally wear the heavy armor and wield the staff.
I was thinking that too, and the reason I say that is because the staff has that danger that it's the risk versus reward, that it does high damage at close range because you get hit more by more of the bolts that it shoots out at the closer range, right? So if you had a high armor, you could maybe take some hits and not die and just be like the jump right into the middle of the combat and blow 1 or 2 people away as fast as you can before they take you down, and then you run away to recover your energy, because it would probably take a lot of energy, because there's got to be some sort of trade-off.
So Corona is commenting, the armor is still onesies. Yes, they are still onesies. They are still treating us like we are toddlers in armor, but they did say soon. TN.
Whatever, dude. Everybody loves footies. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I want footies.
See?
That's one of the things I'm waiting to see, is when we will see the mix and match armor sets, because you expected it's going to be coming, that you're not going to have just like the one set armor set that covers you from head to toe. You'll be able to get other abilities from different parts of your armor.
Yeah, and Neurotoxin mentioned earlier, it's like he was mentioning me, skill and familiarity is the only half of it. Setting up a good build and utilizing it is just as key. I agree with him, but I may have the advantage, because if I'm used to that type of combat already, once I get used to the speed and I figure out what the good mix is for me, then I'm a little bit closer. Because if I'm already 50% of the way there, I only have another 50% to go. Won't take me long to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I'm an average PvPer. I'm an average player, so I expect to be able to kill some of you, and most of you will be like, "Dude, this guy, I can get him every time I try."
Yeah.
And by this guy, he means his wife.
She's probably hunting me down.
I cannot wait for that video series.
Yeah, should
soon.
Should I plug that?
Yeah, there you go.
I just said coming soon. You can expect me to start streaming PvP as soon as it hits game. You can expect me to go hunting for it and die constantly.
And by it, she means me.
Maybe.
And Daniel the Jack says FPSers will have an advantage as well, which I love Team Fortress. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. I think that the people that have been playing games, I would say even Guild Wars 2 to a certain extent will have an advantage over the traditional MMO players. But I expect that will quickly wear off. Because you're going from like massive ability bloat to very, very narrow focus. And once you've narrowed your focus away from all those extraneous abilities and focus down, now you can start seeing that how crucial facing and movement and positioning are in Landmark. And once they get the hang of that, I expect there to be a very moderate learning curve, not like a very steep one.
Not to get off track, but I noticed that on the bottom things, like Kailash all like airbrushed and nicely written, and Tanlin's very like military and standard. I'm written in Comic Sans. What the hell?
No, you're not. No, you're not. I swear it's not. It's felt marker.
Oh, is it felt marker? I'll take it.
So two things. I did it. I did it in like it's called, my script is called Banshee.
I was like no, I didn't. First thing I was like, is that Comic Sans?
No, I promise.
Good. All right, fine.
So next time I'll do your name in the chalkboard writing.
Right.
I thought it would be cute to like do everybody's name in like different font for a change.
No,
our personalities.
Me. Listen, fat marker is probably the best thing that fits me. I'm okay with it.
Felt marker.
Felt.
Honey, felt.
I know, but I'm talking about
marker. I would never say that. I would never say that.
I said it. I said I'm the one that said it. It's fine. I was thinking of fat like a Sharpie, like those.
Like the big fat Sharpies?
Yeah, like one of those. Yeah.
So somebody asked, did we ever find out if there is a penalty for death? Yes, there will be, but not right now. The 27th, there will be no penalties.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you're not following Dave Georgeson on Twitter, it's probably a good idea because it allows him to get like that rapid fire response out to you on a question that might have been overlooked on any of the other things, and he can do it from his phone, so he doesn't feel like he has to sit and log into a message board for him to get that message out there. But like the day after Wednesday when they did Landmark Live, I think it was shortly after that, he tweeted out that as of right now, no death penalty, but that won't stay in forever. And he didn't elaborate on that, but or he said don't get used to it or something like that. But basically saying that like right now there is no death penalty, but they have plans. They just have to implement the plans. I
was gonna say real quick, like don't think that won't be far behind though, because once they see how this like implement combat, wait maybe a month and then implement. Maybe less than that. They're gonna see what the feedback is on combat real quick before they start implementing how much damage you start taking. But yeah, let's move in. I'm sorry to have gotten you off. We're moving to what, arenas?
Arenas. No, it was a natural segue because we were talking about like what Dave Georgeson tweets, and I wanted to bring up one of his Twitter tweets because it dealt with the arenas, and I'm just going to bring it up real quick and just point it out because this is the only place I've seen it officially, and it's just simply The ability to turn off connected claims so that they are not PvP will not be on the 27th. There is a pawn game set object that will come in thereafter. The pawn will not be on the August 27th patch. But for right now, all of your claims that are connected to a claim that is flagged for PvP will be flagged for PvP. So that relates directly to what the next topic is, and that is simply arenas. This was our community question for the day, is like, what type of arenas are you looking forward to in Landmark? Would you have a favorite arena from or battleground or whatever they call it in other games? Do you have a favorite one that you are looking forward to someone recreating? Do you have a favorite style? Hit me. What do you guys got?
I freaking love capture the flag ones. Capture and hold. Love those. Favorites.
Yeah, I mean, those would be cool. I would like to see something that would utilize the grappling hook, like something with pillars up top where you can like swing and like go over. I think that would be really cool if someone took the time to figure out how to like, now you have this other, it's not just left, right, mouse button, run into battle. Now it's like, well, we have the grappling hook, so how can we utilize maybe a swing into like over people and land behind them and start attacking? You know, let's see how fast somebody with a ranged attack can burst somebody that can swing into melee damage real quick. That'd be kind of cool.
That sounds like fun because I have a really, really nice grappling hook right now. Oh my god!
You've been caving for the last week since you got home from that.
I know.
She's been the belt of the Zephyr.
Belt of the Zephyr. I would cry.
I know grappling hooks will have a cooldown, and I expect to, but it's still like a night. But that still, regardless of a cooldown, it's still part of the combat, and it's an interesting way to spice up combat. It's not just, you know, fighting somebody. Now it's like, well, I can grapple in and stuff. It's kind of like having a jetpack in a FPS. You don't get a permanent jetpack. It's like it's timed for maybe like 10 seconds of flight. But you can use that to your advantage to rain down hell on somebody. Think about that. If you have a bow and arrow and you're landing on somebody from above with a bow and arrow. Hints on pro tips from me, and we haven't even got combat in.
Oh, all right. So there was a comment. Throckmorton says, would like the tower arena from the Unreal Tournament. I think that there is someone who also has similar sentiments. That's our good friend Zube. Zube. I said it right this time. Woo! But
Zube, yes.
I don't know if he's necessarily building it or working on building it. I know that he has also said that is one that he is looking. That's one of his favorite arenas, and he would like to see that. So if you're a builder and you're watching the show or listening to the show, and you're wanting to know, like, what could I build that other people would be super interested in playing with? There's one right there. People love that tower one because that's the second time I've heard that. Now, here's another, like, awesome idea I heard. I'm going to totally, like, Krona. Krona is the one who gave this to me. Basically, it's like this, okay? This isn't something that they're going to be able to do right away, but it's one of those things that we hope that the developers give us the tools to do. It's a PvP build, 3 claims wide. Each team gets 1 claim and 10 minutes to build. Defensive structures, a maze, whatever. They get 10 minutes to build before the arena match starts. And I thought that was just an incredible idea because now you're like, maybe you aren't strong in PvP, but maybe you're a fast builder. So you get picked up to be on a PvP team, right? Because people need you. They're like, okay, we need you to build as. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea?
I think that'd be a blast.
That's awesome, and I'll tell you why. Because I've played on one of the Minecraft PvP servers. I played the game called The Walls, and you have 30 minutes of setup. There's 4 quadrants. There's different teams on each quadrant. You have 30 minutes to dig, find weapons, make weapons, build barriers, build up to the sky. You have to. You get 30 minutes to run around and make your weapons, make your armor. Do all this in 30 minutes. So you're working as a team beforehand, and then it's like one life you're in and out. Like then when the walls drop, it's a bloodbath. Everybody runs in and starts to go into hell. So it's rather you take the time to try to mass amount as much weapons and armor as you can, or get weapons and build a tower and try to survive. And then try to figure out how to set traps and stuff that way. It's really cool. So it'd be interesting to see that in Landmark.
That could be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, and so Comarest87 says, I like the ability to disable certain items so that if I ever wanted to make it a PvP arena without grappling hooks, zephyrs, or double jumping, that you basically so that you could. And I will say that has been asked to Steve Klug. And it is in development. Because we were talking and he was talking that, when the developers were first playing around with the grappling hook, they realized that it was way overpowered for landmark combat. So that's why they added the 10-second cooldown on the grappling hook. But he says that they want to give us the option to turn off that ability, turn off of the double jump, the belt of the Zephyr. I mean, like, it's not going to be right away, but you can be assured that they're thinking of it, which means that they want to find the way to implement it. They just need the time to do it. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, because we're talking about arenas, but we want to be able to create our own game types too. Like, why not give us like the ability to do capture flags and stuff like that, and give us control points and stuff like that? That'd be kind of fun.
Right, and that also extends to other rule sets. Like, we asked him about friendly fire and player collision. If you follow me on Twitter, I asked him, and they're like, "Yep, those sound like good ideas." So that you can't run through enemy players. Now all of a sudden, that battleground control type scenario becomes even more important, because if you've got a big beefy tank in front of you, you just can't run through them. You have to try and find a way to get around them. And then it was fun in listening to Steve Klug, because he's an old school D&Der, and he's like, if you cast Fireball on your party, they all take damage. So he wants the ability to turn on friendly fire in the PvP arenas. And so you can expect that. I mean, like, and this is where I'm going to plug their official forums. If you have a suggestion that you have not heard from us talking about, well, it doesn't matter. If you hear an idea that we've just talked about that you would like to see, post it on the forums and get your friends and your guild mates and your people that who like PvP or even combat to like it. Post on it on Twitter, because those are the ways to get the development team's attention. They want to know what we want, because they want to give us what we want. That's kind of making a game that's enjoyable to play.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do with Sony at this point is stay quiet. Like, they're pretty much giving us the basis and pedestal to speak up and say what we want in the game, and most developers don't do that.
Yeah, let's say that one more time. Right now is not the time to be quiet about what you want in an MMO. Sony is like, they're like ears wide open. Tell us what you want. We'll see what we can do. They're definitely listening to us. They're soliciting all the feedback in the world.
Yeah, I go for it. Absolutely, just go for it. Speak up. If you think your idea is stupid, say it anyway, because it may not. You may be surprised who's like, you know what, that's a really good idea, and that wasn't stupid at all. So, I mean, don't think that you have this idea and you want to stay quiet about it. Just post it out there. Someone else may agree with you. You'd be surprised.
Dave is pretty much a 5-year-old when it comes to VP. It's pretty funny listening to the way he talks about it.
Yeah, he's kid in a candy store. I mean, that's the great thing. Again, I'm going to plug SOE Live if you ever have the opportunity to go. Interacting with Dave. Dave is the ultimate gamer fanboy. He wants all the toys because he loves playing with them just as much as we do. He was talking about when we were you saw the if you watched the keynote, or if you watch Landmark Live, he was those mines that you can now place down that are coming in the combat patch. He was playing around with them, and he was like, just sheer evil joy on what he was planning to do with those. And
oh my god, the cackling was amazing.
Right. And so we the development team is definitely on the player side. Then I get inside. I feel like such a fanboy. I'm like, I don't want to. Oh, all right. Negative criticism. What's an arena you don't want to see? What are the type of arenas that you're like, oh my god, not this again?
I don't want to see just like an open field. Like, as much as an open field may be fun at first, it's interesting, but at the same time, it's like I might as well just go run out to the open game and just PvP on somebody's just open claim. I just don't want to see like here's a border and just go fight each other. I mean, it's a building game. If you have I I suck at building, but there's some people out there that do amazing things. And if you have the ability in that game, and you know the tools, and you have the art and the patience to go through that, just do it. Like I would never make anybody go to my acclaim because it just could be like 4 walls and be like, you figure it out.
Commerce's Alterac Valley.
Yeah,
we'll just make one big Alterac Valley.
No, and like Alterac Valley, there's so much criticism on that one. Like if you look at any win-loss stats on that one, it's obvious which side has the advantage simply by win percentage. And yeah, it's I don't know why they haven't tried to tweak that or pulled it down because it's so bad.
Strand of the Ancients.
Strand of the Ancients, and the other one you don't like is Isle of Conquest is the other one.
Isle of Conquest, Strand of the Ancients, they can both go to hell.
Yeah, they both
I like
suck.
Alterac Valley.
Powerball was kind of fun.
Domino, oh come on, Flatus's Bachelor Pad PvP arena would be awesome. Dodge around unwashed plates and piles of laundry. If you put in dirty plates and piles of laundry as in like props, I will do it. If you put like Flatus props in there, like beer bottle, like tankard spilled over,
empty
I would totally
box.
make. Empty pizza box. Like I would totally make like a bar, like a Bachelor Pad like PvP arena where it's just like fist to fist combat, like no weapons. Just everybody goes in there and just punches each other.
Barbara.
Brad Power, he's awesome. He's like, yeah, you build the arena to look like someone's home, and because you can break voxels, right? It's a destructible world. So like if you knock a hole in the wall, out comes the kitchen with out comes the wife from a kitchen with a frying pan.
That'd be fantastic. Hutball would be fun to play. Yeah,
I never played Hutball.
Hutball was fun, and that's something. Yeah, that was fun.
I did not get to PvP in Star Wars.
That was probably one of the best parts about that game. Sorry, EA. You did it to yourself. But
that was such a good game.
Yeah. I mean, listen, story-wise, it was good, but MMO-wise, not so good. No bueno. I think Tamlin's making moans like, I kind of... Vanguard.
That was a good game.
All signed! Look at you! Rocking out the signed Vanguard.
I don't have any shelves out here. I used to have it.
You should see the one that he has. He has the big, like, fancy mahogany box one that's signed.
Listen, that's something I miss. I miss, like, collector's editions being, like, wooden boxes with felt on the inside.
Right?
Yeah, the cloth map.
Yeah.
Hold that. Hint. Miss wonderful, delightful, fantastic, phenomenal Pentapod. Could you just go tell the guys and gals at Sony that we would love a limited edition box set of Landmark? Because I would pay $100 all over again if it had a cloth map in it.
There are
a cloth map for Landmark?
Oh no!
Shut up.
Listen, for EverQuest Next, I would buy I would throw $125 easily down on a box.
See it, I'm
like,
his sneaky smart logic, because I got really excited about cloth maps. So
I totally understand it, but I'm just like I am the opposite of of them. Like I don't need any more stuff or clutter. Just give me the game.
Well, they have the digital options. Like you just kind of
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. Don't get me wrong. I don't care. Like if you give these guys what they want, but I don't particularly need anything of that.
Like I'm okay with the digital, but you give him his statue of Furio to me. like that thing would be up behind me someplace. And be like, look at it, guys. Look, worship me. But we're way off topic.
I'm screwed up.
Yeah.
Cloth map of Landmark. Woo!
Yeah.
I haven't been drinking. I promise.
But I guess, like I said, arenas I wouldn't like to see would be like, and not to say that the plain Jane ones would be. I want, like people need to put a little work in.
All right. So, one more time, let's in chat, if you're listening to us, if you have any arena ideas that we haven't already covered, please let us know. We'll happily go back and talk about it a little bit. But we were going to move on to the future features of combat in Landmark, because obviously they're going to start us off with 3 weapons and 3 armor sets. We talked about that basically gives us 9 combinations. We have some builds that we think will be viable outside of that. Those, light with staff, medium with bow. We were just talking about light or heavy armor with a staff might be a viable playstyle. We don't know yet. So here's what we're looking for in the future: the legendary weapons that they showed us. Those pretty legendary weapons. All of those other armor sets are coming down the pipeline. What are some what do you guys think of it? What are some abilities do you think that are missing?
Listen, if you're giving me a gunslinger armor, I better have pistols in that game.
Dual pistols?
Pew, 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 pew. I totally would. I wouldn't make the noises every time. I'd be like, pew, pew, pew. Like sitting at my computer just by myself, go pew, pew, pew. So I would build an old Wild West 1v1 OK Corral arena where it's fastest draw. That would be awesome. You just have a shootout. I would love that.
So since it's genre agnostic, let me just say that those absolutely gorgeous melt me, pour me in it sci-fi suits. Yeah, I want a ray gun.
Oh my god, that'd be kind of cool.
That lights up.
I'm just saying.
Really cool pulverizers. Sort of Tron, but with guns.
Would you like to see, not a lightsaber, because, trademarked, but, some sort of beam blade or something like that? That would be something
nice. I know what you're saying. A lightsaber, but not a, quote, trademark Jedi lightsaber.
Yeah. A saber of light.
A laser sword. What other names could we think of?
Power blade. I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to see something like that.
Yes, energy sword.
Energy sword.
Light rapier.
It's true. Sabers are indeed curved. How about an energy whip?
Ooh.
To go with a really badass the cowboy outfit. I am so freaking thick tonight.
I'm thinking an energy whip where you can. It's a grapple that the scorpion, the classic scorpion mood from Mortal Kombat. Right. You whip them and pull them to you or something like that. I mean, because it's just cool. But see, the thing is that we only have one weapon that we're going to be using. So once you whip them and pull them to you, it's oh, now what?
Shock them with it.
Kiss them.
Pull them in close.
And then they fall dead?
Yeah.
We'll call that the Black Widow.
Yeah. Well, it's like the lips from that horrible Batman movie with George Clooney.
I was just thinking it was, spoilers, because she has that lipstick.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I don't listen. Ain't nobody spoiled by that movie.
Which movie? What?
Batman and Robin.
Oh, I was making a Doctor Who reference.
Oh, you were talking about that one.
Spoilers.
Oh, that one. Yeah, no, I was making the Poison Ivy Kiss Corona. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I've been trying so hard to forget that one.
Oh,
everyone that's seen it's trying to forget it.
Do you want toolbar abilities or left-right click variations, tap click versus hold tap clicks in a timed pattern, hold click plus move direction, etc.? And that was from Legendary Neurotoxin. Oh, God.
I can answer that right now. For Landmark, I want left-right click. EverQuest Next is going to be my toolbar ability game. Landmark's going to be my quick pace, left, right, run around type of combat. I don't think toolbar, because Landmark's just set up for it already. It's already set up for the, you left click to pick at the world, and it's already set up for it. And then you'd be talking about changing, like having another toolbar that they'd have to create.
I'm the opposite. Because I click. I don't know what it is, but the only game that I can think of that had a click to attack component of it, other than Smite, that I was playing, but like a more MMO setting, was DDO, Dungeons and Dragons Online, and it was, I was playing a ranger or something that had a bow, and it was like every time I clicked on something, you would see him go pew, and it just, it's like if you make it just like an action bar type thing where I have to like use what I'm normally doing, like a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4 to use the abilities, then I'm less likely to be like pew shooting an arrow off into the middle of nowhere because I accidentally clicked on something. But I think that Landmark might be able to break me of that, because like there's going to be in combat and then there's going to be out of combat, and if you're not in combat, then you don't have that problem. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of screenshots set up to show you, and I tried to pull them up of the other armor sets that we were seeing down the line. But right now, the same problem that was causing XSplit to crash when I tried to play the opening video is preventing me from basically accessing those. I'm going to try and bring them up one more time because it wouldn't be, we wouldn't be doing the show justice if we just kind of like left them out. So give me one more second. I'll see if I can bring them up.
All right.
Or watch us crash.
Yeah, it's one or the other. You got 50-50 shot, and Vegas odds are pretty good.
Well, I tried earlier and we didn't crash, but I can notice that we're stuttering a little bit, and like no picture is loading. So it's like, how long do I let this go before we're like, boop, dead? Yeah. No.
Legendary wants both, but I just don't see how. I just don't see how they'll do it. I mean, they could do. I'm not saying they couldn't do it. I just don't see them doing it for Landmark. I think they have a very specific combat. Like, they have combat set in their mind for Landmark. It's just me. And I think they want it kind of that, like, crowbar separation for EverQuest Next.
I don't want the extra clicky complex stuff in Landmark. Leave that for EQ Next. Yeah.
I mean,
not that I'm not capable of it, but I keep it simple.
Yeah.
All right, I did the best I could to bring them up. Sorry again, like I said, like whatever has caused XSplit to be acting up this evening as preventing me from. And you know what? It's probably just a restart your computer, dumbass. Because the file that I played the opening video from is the same hard drive that I'm pulling these images from. So there's some sort of buffering issue or whatever. I'm not the computer guy other than running the hot seat. But right now I'm gonna go over. There is 10 different outfits that they put up at the Landmark Live on Wednesday. One of them we've seen so there's the rough concept art, and then there's the actual concept art. One of the is the gunslinger is on this, so I'm going to bring it up and you guys can take a look at it. So of course we got the gunslinger, then we got the the guy in the top hat. This guy reminds me of the Kurgan from the Highlander, because he's got like the skull with the horns on his head that are curled back around. Then we've got like a Roman gladiator, a guy wearing a bearskin hat, or not a bearskin.
Flatus!
What's up? Oh, hey, did Flatus get that?
Guy wearing a bearskin hat. Oh, that's fantastic!
As I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder how many bears he had to kill to get that hat. I want to be the guy with the top hat. Is he wearing a monocle? Because I'd probably be that guy.
I don't know if he's wearing a top hat. I also like the one in the bottom row on the far left-hand side that's got kind of like the pilgrim's hat, because he reminds me of Solomon Kane. Yeah, the Robert E. Howard short stories. They also did a movie about it. It's the same guy that wrote Conan the Barbarian. He did like a Puritan type evil supernatural, the witch hunter type concept.
Yeah, it looks like a witch hunter. Yeah, it's rather I'm going to be like Jack the Ripper or the witch hunter. Like, I would seriously, with the guy with the top hat, I'd probably, like, if I could give myself, like, a curly Q mustache, I'd probably run around that entire game going, tying women to train tracks.
Oh my god.
Playing old-timey piano music, going, Freya, will you? Like, Snidely Whiplash. Fantastic. That's really cool. I'd roll it. That cleric sword and shield combo is fantastic. That staff's beautiful.
Yeah. The
shadow sword.
Yeah, like from what we saw, like just between like even some of the armor sets that we saw like in game for EQN, like just to touch on that, like the armor sets are really beautiful. Like they're really cool. They're intricately designed. They're really nice. They're not crazy looking. Like where it's like even like the female warrior looked awesome. She was covered up.
I know. I know. I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I have something for you guys. There she is. I got a nice screen cap of the dark elf warrior with her shield. That is, and you know, we're getting towards the end of the show, so I feel perfectly okay talking about EverQuest Next a little bit, even though that we're not going to see this in Landmark. Well, we might see it. I'm not going to say we're not, but it is designed for EverQuest Next.
The cleric armor, the shield and sword, is going to be in Landmark.
Yep, they did say that. So maybe we'll get the sword and board.
Never say never unless you're saying never say never.
Let me just say that I am insanely impressed with the armor that I am seeing. And it's like one of the things that I liked about EQ2. I really liked the armor that I saw in EQ2. The armor coming out of this is fucking phenomenal. I'm so sorry.
I know, it's
so good.
It's
glorious. It's gorgeous, and it's not like
that
she's
cleric,
not wearing a bikini.
That cleric pulled out that shield, and those wings sprouted out of the top. I was like, oh my god! I literally just like threw things behind me. It's like, I'm done. It's like, I want this game right now. I'll take it half built. I'll take it.
Flatus has already promised me that he will be at SOE Live next year. And if I have to go pick his ass up and bring him with us, I will.
Listen, I'd have to answer to Kyle S. Tamlin, the Helsing Army, and a bajillion other people that if I'm not there next year.
Sorry.
Like the only way I wouldn't be there is like, God forbid, like something had happened to me physically or something had happened to my family. That'd be the only excuse I'm not there. But then I would think you guys would understand. If that's the only thing holding me back, I'll be fine. I should be there next year. So
we'll add your name into the bail money fund.
Yeah. Oh, for what? Me and Krona?
And Locke and Tobrin and
Oh no, that's right. You're gonna have me, Tobrin, Locke. Yeah, that's probably just enough right there. We're all gonna be somehow.
I'm gonna be there too. I mean, you've seen the pictures, right?
Omid.
Oh God. We're so screwed.
Vegas is.
Yes.
All right. So before I wrap it up and go to our short, 5 or 6 minute break, I have a Flatus, would you like to introduce the video and camp us out? Again,
sure,
this is not
I'll do both those things.
Not the end of the show. We're just taking a short break as we always do. Yep. We're going to come back for After Hours. After Hours is going to be very open in our conversation. We're not going to limit it to just Landmark Combat. So yep. I have, if you like what you saw of those screenshots, I've got plenty more where that came from.
Yeah. So the video that we're going to see is about a 7-minute video about, and it was released a while ago, and I'm pretty sure some of you have seen it, but it's kind of nice to remember why EverQuest even us three here, and Chewy included, had we forget that the game brings people together and it does things for us. Like we said on our 1 year, without EverQuest, we wouldn't have been here. So, so Sony had put together a video of what EverQuest meant to them and its players. So this is that video, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you've seen it, stick around for it. It's a really good video. If you haven't, really do watch and tell us what's your EverQuest story. Let us know how it changed your life. So, and camping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you on the flip side.